Let's see how AI can transform the way you learn and understand complex information. I want to share some stories that will show you exactly how powerful AI can be as your learning companion. Let me start with Jyoti, a 24-year-old from Kanpur who has been preparing for civil services exam for past year. She's smart, she's hardworking, but she's finding it very hard to understand the document related to Economic Survey of India. Every time she opens the document, she sees terms like inflation, monetary policy, and fiscal deficit, and her mind goes blank. She has tried YouTube videos, but they were either too basic or too advanced. She also went for a few coaching classes, but with 100 other students, she was always worried about asking dumb questions. She didn't want to be judged by others in the class. A very familiar situation, right? Which is why Jyoti turned to AI to ask for help. Take a minute to think about how Jyoti would use craft formula that we learned in Module 2 to make AI a reliable learning companion. I'll turn to the demo. The first thing Jyoti did was to load the document. The document, as I showed, in plus button, you can select a document and load it in the chat. And then she wrote a prompt in a craft formula. And what did the prompt contain? The prompt was context. She provided, I am a UPSC aspirant preparing for my economics exam. And then she assigned a role to AI to act as an economics professor. She also specified action to summarize key findings from industry chapters, and the format to provide the summary in 5 clear bullet points. And finally, the tweaks in which she specified to explain complex terms in simple language and summary under 150 words. And you can see the results for yourself. Instead of getting a boring textbook explanation full of jargon, Jyoti got a clear explanation that started with understanding something she understood. Now, growth rates were no longer some vague concept from a textbook. It was something she could see happening around her every day. She didn't stop here. Like we learned in Module 1, that humans and AI have to work together, and humans take an active role to verify AI's output. In this case, she applied some tactics to verify the outputs that she got. She double-checked the numbers wherever the numbers came in the output, and provided the document that she had. She went there and checked whether these were same as the response which was being shown. She was also careful that AI is not making up any new stuff. If a point felt to her new or something too simple, she asked AI to check if it is really in the report or AI just assumed it. She also checked for few simple explanation and got the confidence that AI, what the response it gave, was really what she wanted. And with the help of her AI learning companion, she could finally answer economics question, which she initially struggled with confidence, because she now truly understood the concepts. Let's hope she does well in her upcoming exam. Now, we'll take a look at another example. Gurpreet is a small farmer from a village in Punjab. He heard from his neighbor that there is some government scheme called PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme that gives money directly to farmers, but he could not understand the complicated government websites and forms. Understandably, Gurpreet is quite worried about missing out on the benefits he should be receiving. But when asking around his village, he saw nobody had any concrete information about it. So what did Gurpreet do? In this case, Gurpreet used an AI tool called Perplexity, which we talked about briefly some sections ago. Perplexity is an AI-powered search engine. Like ChatGPT, it also gives you responses. But what is great about a tool like Perplexity is that in addition to giving responses, it also gives you sources from where it is generating a response. First, to access Perplexity, you go to perplexity.ai, which is perplexity.ai. Much like ChatGPT, Perplexity also has a prompt box at the center, and all that you need to do is to input your prompt here. In this case, Gurpreet leveraged the craft formula to design his prompt. And what were the different parts of the craft formula? First, he provided a context that he is a farmer trying to understand the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. He also provided AI the role, which is to act as a government help desk officer, and then provided an action to give a clear explanation of the scheme and the format, and also the tweaks to use simple language which is jargon free. And let's see the response that comes out. As you can see, Perplexity, as soon as the prompt is given, starts to search for a response, and within seconds you get a response. And it is exactly the same way as Gurpreet wanted it. That is, it has the description of the scheme, and it has scheme benefits, which includes the eligibility money that Gurpreet is going to receive, and also the criteria that it needs to follow. But what was great about this response was that every line in this response, Gurpreet went ahead and verified. And how did he verify? He went to the link at the end and clicked on it to figure out whether the response which is written here is exactly the same as what was factual in nature. And with this, he got the information that he would have otherwise spent a whole lot of time and going through a whole list of documents and gotten the similar kind of a response. With these examples, I hope you have understood just how AI can read thousands of pages of government documents, research papers, and complex reports in seconds and explain them in exactly the language and style that suits you.